Just a few seconds to post, but the consequences can be long-lasting. I found two examples. A secondary school worker who was disciplined for her sectarian comments, and the second, a young man who lost his job because of homophobic posts. Both were using their own private social media pages, but that didn't matter. Their comments soon became very public. For Angela Rainey, a lecturer who specialises in media law, the advice is simple.
I think people need to be very clear that what they do in their personal life and what they do in their professional life should be kept completely separate. Photographs should be locked, posts should not be made public where possible. If you're going to have something like Twitter, then by all means make that your public one and assume that potential employers will look at that. At least 80% of them will, and research has shown us that they will.
So, are those entering the jobs market aware employers might check their social media profiles?
The biggest regret is putting up holiday photos. I had a cousin that made a hilarious calendar of me with my real number and everything on it, like a chat-up thing, and it was hilarious, but it got out of hand, so we had Photoshop wars on the internet.
Don't post anything personal. I try to keep my surname out of it. I'll be very cautious of what I post.
I think my Facebook's private and it's all got friends, and we know the line. We're not going to cross it, you know. I'm not going to post anything really embarrassing, and they wouldn't do the same to me either, though.
Me in the bath, but you didn't see my body, and I was like singing a song called "Singing in the Rain," and I like poured water all over my head, and it was the funniest thing ever. And I posted it on Facebook, and people on my youth work thing told me to get it off Facebook, that it was if anyone got it in the youth club that I would get sacked and all.
Saying something inappropriate, according to recruitment specialists, might not be the only mistake online.
People like to share the technologies that they're working on or particular projects that they're working on, and maybe think that, you know, posting it amongst their group of friends, that's great. But if that information then gets into the wrong hands, it could mean that a company loses competitive edge. They wouldn't take a big portfolio full of information and place it on a competitor's desk.
Is there anything you can do to rectify a damaged reputation?
Reputations can be salvaged online. I mean, there is professional companies which act as reputation salvagers, really. And how they work is that they bury the bad news with a lot of good news, a lot of good postings. So that is one thing you can do, that the more posts, what you would hope is that any items which are negative, that portray you badly, that you might have no control over, that you obviously just can't delete from your own profile, well then try to just snowball that with good stuff, with positive postings.
Social media can be used, of course, to improve your chances of getting a job. It can help you to promote yourself and your abilities. But it's important to remember that what you say in the virtual world quickly translates into the real world. Ita Dungan, BBC Newsline.